Daybreak Coach's Corner continues with Coach Matt Griffith, the head football coach and athletic director at Sylacauga High School. On the road last weekend to Central of Clay County, a team that had formed out of Lineville and Clay County several years ago. And ever since they joined together, even prior to that, they always had good football teams. When they joined together, it just was a double whammy.
Yeah, and the thing is, we've had about 3 years of wars with them. It's been really good football games. This year they just really had about 3 or 4 guys up front, and kind of by the second half kind of overpowered us. We were getting driven off the ball on both sides, and we struggled.
You kind of knew those players coming into the football game, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did. They've got a nose guard that's a number 55. He's a D1. The running back was excellent. I mean, he of course he's being recruited by most D1 schools, and he was a bigger kid than what we thought. He's a 200-pound, 6'2" running back. He reminds you of the kid in LSU a couple of years ago. He's a good one. They had very good players. They've always done a good job of coaching. We still felt we had a really good shot going into the ball game. We were going to have some success early. And we started to, the game should have been a 21-21 game at halftime. And I think our kids would have come out the second half a little bit more, but we're being down 28-14, and then they took the next one in and scored. It took some sail out of us the second half.
Touchdown pass overruled, that didn't help.
No, it didn't. And we were talking about it, and everybody knows. The official came and apologized to me in the third quarter. He said he missed it, and I'd rather not know.
Yeah,
I'd rather just seen it on film, and White Hat should have overruled it.
Kind of describe that play.
Well, I mean, it was a play action off the veer, and we really were trying to hit the out route. The out route was covered, and Keaton just planted his feet and hit Bailey on just a straight go route and hit him in stride. We're 2 yards in the end zone. He falls down, he's fixed to get up. The kid grabs the football, and the official comes out of nowhere, says 3 officials say it was a touchdown, 1 official says it's not. And they said he had the better angle. But look, that's not the difference in the game. But it's a difference in momentum. When our kids come out and we score and we realize we can score first, there's a momentum thing with us.
Absolutely.
So, and in those games, it's important. The only disappointing thing is, and we've talked to our kids about it, I think we came out the second half, and by the end of the third quarter, we kind of lost any momentum. We kind of lost anything, and we were just trying to get the game over with. And that's a little disappointing when you see your football team do that. You can't do it. You can never give up. You can never strive not to put the ball in the end zone and not to stop them. So, we're probably more disappointed in the effort the second half than the loss itself.
It's kind of amazing how the mentality of kids can change from almost moment to moment.
Very quickly. And look, we're 6-2. You wake up on Saturday morning. We bring our kids in to lift weights on Saturday. I mean, you would have thought it's a funeral home. You go from that highest of high, then it's the lowest of low, and then as a football coach, you've got to address the things that are being done wrong, but you also have to bring kids back up.
Hey, you're 6-2.
You're 6-2. You're sitting exactly where you were last year after losing so many starters. We've got an excellent shot Friday night against Cleveland County to be 7-2. Then we go into the Calera game the same way we did last year, and there's a lot of things being accomplished. You're in the playoffs, and when you make the playoffs, anything can happen. People say, well, it's tough. You're not hosting. You're the 3rd seed. You have to travel. It makes it tough to win. But I look back, and, Lincoln was a 4 and beat a number 1 Demopolis last year. Oxford's undefeated, number 1, gets beat by number 4 Muscle Shoals. It happens. What it is a mentality that kids have to believe, and people have to believe that it can happen.
Sylacauga and Cleveland County Friday night, and with a win, Sylacauga can secure that 3rd seed. And and even though a 3rd seed is not a 2 seed, it is better than a 4 seed.
It is. You're still the 2 and 3. Usually seeds are your best football games. Calera, Sylacauga last year, heck of a ball game, 35-34. All across the state, usually 1 and 4s are blowouts. 2 and 3 are really good games because they're both teams probably evenly matched sometimes. Sometimes it's not and sometimes it is, but depends on how hard the region is for other things. But look, the thing about it is the kids have a lot to be proud of. We want to finish strong. It's 6 years in a row in the playoffs. This is 10 years if we win Friday night, it's 10 years of averaging 7 wins, and it's 10 years of not having a losing season. The program is very, very stable. We're proud of those things, and we want people to be proud of it.
Sylacauga and Cleveland County tomorrow night kick at 7 o'clock. Is that senior night?
It is. It is senior night. I'm hoping the rain stays out. We need a big crowd.
I think we'll be good tomorrow night.
I hope so. I hope people come out. You got to realize the last home game of the regular season, so it's the last home game for a gate that really sets our budget football-wise for the whole rest of the year. And we've been down in attendance besides homecoming. We really need a big crowd Friday night.
Cleveland County brings a club in over from Heflin that's had some difficult times this year.
They have, and it's an excellent program now. Excellent football coach. Michael Short's been the head coach there 22, 23 years. They were a predominant powerhouse in 4A. And they went 5A 2 years ago, and they've struggled. They struggled last year. They're struggling this year. But look, that's a hard-nosed kid, very, very strong, very prideful, loves his school, and they're going to play hard. Now, they've moved the ball on everybody offensively. They've struggled some defensively. But like I said, they'll hit you. They're natural, tough kids in Cleveland County. So, and they got after us last year. It was a struggle after a very physical game with Clay Central. And so, we expect a hard-fought ball game.
And that's another thing you got to look at. You're coming off a difficult loss to Clay Central. You got a team that basically you should beat. You'd be the favorite going in. But, kids' mentality, again, is something you have to stay with, getting them ready for this game.
They do. Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, a lot of these are trap games. Can kids bring themselves up to play a team that's won one ball game? And kids don't believe you sometimes when you show them. Now we've showed them film, and we can show them film all they want to, but a kid has to play at his best of his ability, regardless of who he's playing. That's hard for a high school kid to do. Sometimes you play up a level, or you play down to the level that you're playing. We need to play to the best of our ability.
Aggies 6-2 on the season. Assess this club with a couple of games left in the regular season.
Probably the biggest overachieving bunch I have had since I've been here. To play with the kids and what they're doing up front, to be as small as they are, to be playing with some skilled kids that have not played in some seasons past, to be doing what they are doing after losing so much last year. I'm probably more proud of this group than I have been some groups. I'm proud of all of them, but this group strives every day to get everything they got. And it's a fun bunch. Practice is fun, because they're trying to get better every day. And, there have been some frustrations because you're young. We got 2 sophomore linebackers that are still learning to play, and people need to understand that. I know we don't have this and we don't have that, but they're young. They're still growing. They're going to be good, excellent football players one day, but you're playing a sophomore where somebody else should be. He ought to be playing on Monday night, and he's not. So I would assess this group as a huge group of overachievers that have absolutely refused to lose. And they want to win for Sylacauga, and they really love being Aggies.
And the base of Sylacauga football is in good hands. That younger class that's going to be coming up, they had an outstanding year as well.
Outstanding year. First undefeated season in middle school that I can remember. So very proud of that bunch.
All right, kickoff slip tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Sylacauga and Cleveland County. That is our game of the week. And, Coach, we'll see you there.
All right, thanks for having me.
More Daybreak right after this.